Stop buying stuff you don't need. I know, easier said than done, right? But what if I told you that most of us are trapped in a cycle of mindless consumption that's literally stealing our money, space, and peace of mind? The average American household has over 6,000 in credit card debt, and much of that comes from impulse purchases we barely remember making. Sound familiar? Today, we're going to break this cycle once and for all. I'm going to teach you the art of mindful consumption, a simple but powerful approach that will transform how you think about buying things, save you thousands of dollars, and actually make you happier in the process. But first, let's understand why we buy things we don't need in the first place. It's not because we're weak or lack willpower. There's actually some fascinating psychology at play here. Our brains are constantly being hijacked by what marketers call consumption triggers. These are carefully designed psychological tricks that make us feel like we need something right now, even when we absolutely don't. Think about the last time you bought something on impulse. Maybe you were scrolling social media and saw an ad, or you were stressed and went shopping to feel better, or you walked into a store just to look. Here's the thing. Every time we make an impulse purchase, we're not just spending money. We're training our brains to seek instant gratification, and that makes it harder to make good decisions in the future. But what if instead of reacting automatically, we could pause and make conscious choices about what we bring into our lives? That's where mindful consumption comes in. Mindful consumption means being intentional about every purchase decision. It's about asking yourself the right questions before you buy and creating systems that help you make better choices automatically. I'm going to share 3 powerful strategies that will completely change your relationship with buying things. These aren't just tips, they're mental frameworks that will serve you for life. Strategy number 1, the 24-hour rule. This is incredibly simple but surprisingly effective. Whenever you want to buy something that costs more than, say, $20, wait 24 hours before purchasing. Here's what happens during that waiting period. The initial excitement and urgency fade away, and your rational mind gets a chance to evaluate whether you actually need the item. You might realize you already have something similar at home, or that you were just buying it because you were bored or stressed. Studies show that 80 of impulse purchases are regretted within a week. For bigger purchases, extend this to a week or even a month. Keep a running list of things you want to buy and review it regularly. You'll be amazed at how many items suddenly seem unnecessary after some time passes. Strategy number 2, the value per use calculation. This is a game changer for evaluating whether something is actually worth buying. Here's how it works. Take the price of the item and divide it by how many times you realistically think you'll use it. A $50 jacket you'll wear once a week for a year? That's about $1 per use, pretty good value. But a $100 gadget that you'll probably use 5 times? That's $20 per use, probably not worth it. This simple calculation will save you from so many regrettable purchases. The beauty of this approach is that it forces you to be honest about your actual habits and lifestyle. We often buy things based on who we think we want to be, not who we actually are. Strategy number 3, the identity question. Before you buy anything, ask yourself, does this purchase align with the person I want to be? This is deeper than it sounds. Every purchase is essentially a vote for the kind of person you are. When you buy organic food, you're voting to be someone who cares about health. When you buy fast fashion, you're voting for convenience over sustainability. Start thinking about your values and long-term goals. If you want to be someone who's financially free, does buying another streaming subscription align with that? If you want to be minimalist, does that gadget fit? This isn't about depriving yourself, it's about making sure your purchases actually support the life you're trying to build. Every dollar you spend is either bringing you closer to your goals or further away from them. Now, let's talk about the most common mistakes people make when trying to practice mindful consumption. The first big one is what I call the bargain trap. Just because something is on sale doesn't mean you need it. A 50% discount on something you don't need is still a 100% waste of money. Don't let sales pressure you into buying. Another mistake is buying things just in case. Yes, it's good to be prepared, But hoarding items for hypothetical future scenarios usually just creates clutter and financial stress. Instead, focus on buying high-quality items that serve multiple purposes and that you'll definitely use in the near future. Quality over quantity, always. Here's an advanced technique, the opportunity cost mindset. Every time you spend money on something, you're choosing not to spend it on something else. What are you giving up? That $100 you spend on clothes could be invested and worth hundreds more in a few years. Or it could go toward an experience that creates lasting memories. Always consider your alternatives. Another powerful approach is to regularly declutter your space. When you see how much stuff you already have that you rarely use, it becomes much easier to resist buying more. Try this. Once a month, go through your belongings and donate or sell things you haven't used. You'll be shocked at how much unnecessary stuff you've accumulated. The goal isn't to never buy anything, it's to make sure that when you do buy something, it's a conscious choice that adds real value to your life. Here's the secret that retailers don't want you to know. The most satisfying purchases are the ones you really think about first. When you buy mindfully, you appreciate what you have more. Start small. Pick one category, maybe clothes or gadgets or books, and apply these strategies just to that category for a month. Build the habit gradually. Track your progress. Keep a simple log of purchases you almost made but decided against. You'll be amazed at how much money you save and how little you actually miss those items. Remember, mindful consumption isn't about deprivation, it's about abundance. When you stop buying things you don't need, you have more money for things you truly value. You have more space in your home, more clarity in your mind, and more freedom in your life. You break free from the exhausting cycle of work, buy, repeat. The ripple effects are incredible. You'll find yourself making better decisions in other areas of life too, because you've strengthened your ability to pause and think before acting. So here's my challenge for you. Before your next non-essential purchase, try the 24-hour rule. Calculate the value per use. Ask yourself if it aligns with who you want to be. You have more power over your financial future than you realize. Every time you choose not to buy something you don't need, you're choosing freedom over stuff. And that choice compounds over time. Your future self will thank you for every mindful choice you make today. Stop buying stuff you don't need and start building the life you actually want. The power is in your hands.